Okay, welcome to the Hangout sessions. Myself, Travis, I'm here with Seb, and news has just broke that Claudio Ranieri has been sacked by Premier League winning Leicester City. What are your first thoughts, Seb?
It's crazy, really, to think that the Premier League champions, the manager can be sacked like a season after in a relegation scrap. Obviously, it
Mm,
was a bit of a fairy tale last year how Leicester won the Premier League, but you really thought they would have maybe not been in the race for a title this season, but been sort of mid-table at least, not in a relegation dogfight. Talking about the manager getting sacked and whatnot.
yeah. Well, I guess we did see a similar thing. Well, the same thing happened the season before with Mourinho, where he won the league and then next season he's gone because he's struggling. So it's a similar situation, I guess.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? And I think with the Mourinho situation, it was clear he lost the dressing room. There was a camp. We still don't really know. We may never know what happened there, but his departure was necessary, and they've benefited from it, because look at them this season with Ranieri. I I hear what you're saying, but I kind of disagree, and the general consensus online seems to be that it's an outrage and that it's out of order. But at the same time, last season, if what's happening now was happening last season, Ranieri would have been sacked. It just so happened they went on to win a league last season. But this season, if something does not change, if something didn't
Mm.
change, I would definitely say they were going down. Now, someone might be able to come in and do something.
Yeah, true. I mean, I guess like this is where you would expect Leicester to be. Prior to last season, they were always flirting with the kind of position they're in at the moment when they're in the
Mm,
Premier League. So I guess it kind of shows what a freak season last year was.
yeah. I mean, their goal last season was to stay up. And this season, I don't know what their goals would have been. I think their goal would have been to get to the knockout stages of the Champions League and to like try and gain some pride, like mid-table and push for Europa League or something. I think that would have been their realistic aim this year.
Well, the statement they put out, I've heard it just now on Sky Sports. They were saying their intention for this season was just survival.
Really?
Yeah, that's what the owners have come out and said in their press release, which is a bit surprising for me.
Yeah. And oh yeah, I'm surprised by that. Okay, well I was wrong then. So yeah, I'm reading it now. It was never our expectation that the extraordinary feats of last season should be replicated this season. Survival in the Premier League was our first and only target at the start of the campaign. Well, if that was their goal, they clearly need something to happen this season because they're gonna go down otherwise. Like
But
straight.
with that being said, do you think the players were number one made aware of that being a goal for the season, and number two, would that not have players thinking, "Hang on, what's going on here?" Then,
You're right, actually. That's a very good point. Because if I've just won the league, I can't be told that that's my expectation. I've got, do you know what I mean? Because it's like,
yeah,
wait a
as
minute,
you
I'm a
just said, you
Premier
wouldn't be
League winner.
told. Yeah, you wouldn't be told at least we're pushing for mid-table European places
Mm.
to keep motivation up. It's a bit like, I don't know, bit of a downer to put on things. You think about it like that from a player's point of view.
Yeah. Oh man, it's crazy because everyone likes Ranieri. He comes across as a nice guy, and he is not. Is nothing's ever changed. People thought this
Mm.
back in 2003, 2004. People thought this then, and back in I think I got my years right then. Yeah, people thought this
Yeah, yeah.
then, and people think this now. So it's hard to see such a nice man like kind of fall victim to just lack of sentiment, really. But there is no sentiment in football. I mean, we've seen Real Madrid managers get sacked after winning a league and after winning the Champions League. There's no sense. I think one of the few clubs in where sentiment exists is at Arsenal, really, where
Yeah,
sentiment
exactly.
and a man's history has kept him in a job where realistically maybe he's run his course and he can't take the team any further. But yeah, Leicester, they've just gone for it.
Yeah, I mean, what was interesting was some of the names they were mentioning as favourites to replace Ranieri.
Yeah.
They're talking about Nigel Pearson coming back as the favourite.
Oh my God. No,
Yeah.
no way. That can't happen. Nigel Pearson. Some would say Nigel Pearson's the guy who set the ball rolling, you know?
Yeah,
But
very true.
some would say that because that was his team, really. But he can't come back. Come on. He can't. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
he
I'm
left
just
in.
laughing. I'm laughing because I'm thinking about ostrich rant.
Oh my God. I think a massive issue, not issue, but a massive factor in Leicester's performance this season would be Kante's departure. Like that
Yeah,
was
very true.
huge. And obviously everyone knew last season. We what in football, the objective is simple. You score goals, but there's so much more to this game. And Kante, everyone knew Kante was a hero. Sometimes people say he was the unsung hero. I think anyone who knows anything about football knew how much of a hero he was last season, and how integral he was to them winning the league. But like now there's numbers to prove it.
Yeah,
62.1% winning percentage last season compared to 19.2% this season. That's a massive, massive, like there's no coincidence because look at the difference with Chelsea this season. Like,
yeah, he's like having a 12th man on the pitch. There's an
definitely.
interesting quote. I can't remember who said it. Someone was saying that last season Leicester played, or they think they played 4-4-2, but no, they played Danny Drinkwater with Kante to the right of him and the left of him.
Oh, wow. So he kind of covered two places.
Yeah, yeah. And on
Yeah.
that point as well, talking about player transfers and whatnot, like they brought in a few players, Musa, Slimani,
Mm.
Kaputska, um, I can't remember who else they brought in, but they've rarely featured this season.
Yeah.
So is that part of the reason why it's been sacked as well? They spent quite a bit of money. It's a bit out of fashion for them. Like you think
Really,
they'd be given a chance at least. Like
really, they should have just focused on trying to find that Kante replacement, if there even is one in world football, like the ultimate Kante replacement. Because like you can't just get any guy to come in and fill his spot.
yeah, I mean they brought in Mendy
But
to do that job, and
yeah,
I swear he's barely played this season.
do you know what I mean? Like, there we go. There we go. Apparently, 1 month ago, he won FIFA World Manager of the Year, and a month later, he's been sacked.
Crazy, crazy,
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, 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 yeah.
But then I guess part of their thinking would be if they let him go down with Ranieri, do they trust Ranieri to bring him back up?
Back
I
up.
wouldn't
And you know
really.
what? Yeah, and you're right. And that goes back to that nice guy image. And I don't want to be that guy that just says, sorry, nice guys, but he wouldn't inspire me. Do you know what? When I'm playing well, I love Ranieri to be my manager, you know? Like Ranieri had players coming from Manchester, Birmingham, London. He let the players do what they want as long as they were putting in 100%.
Hmm.
But when things aren't going too well, is he the kind of guy that's going to get you up for it? I don't know personally, you know? Like, is he going to bring the hairdryer out? And I'm not saying that's the most effective method to get the most out of players, but
But
sometimes
it's
it's
needed.
necessary. And even if he tried it, you're going to look at him and think, oh, you're just a cute old man, you know?
Yeah, exactly, exactly,
That's the
exactly.
thing. I'm just looking at Gary Lineker's. Obviously, he's a Leicester fan. He's saying after all that Claudio Ranieri has done for Leicester City, to sack him to sack him now is inexplicable, unforgivable, and gut wrenchingly sad. So that's a fact. That's one fan's perspective.
Mm,
But
yeah, I
like,
mean,
he's in his feelings though. I'm not. I'm looking at it like they are going to go down. That's how I'm looking at it. They've lost their last 5 games. They've not scored in 2017. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
yeah, I mean, on the looking at it immediately, you do think it's a rash decision. But if you
Mm,
do look at Ranieri's past at previous clubs, more recently, Monaco, it kind of went the same, didn't it? Really,
yeah.
his second and third seasons, like, didn't really match up to how he starts off at the clubs. I think in Valencia, when he was there, went the same. Juventus, it has an effect. I think his, as you just alluded to, like style of management is all good and well when you're playing well, but like unless you're a top team, it's not going to be rosy all the time. So you need someone that's a bit more like a bit stiffer that can account for
Yeah. It's like
them
even
periods.
yeah, it's like even before Leicester, he was at Greece, right? So if you listen to the Hang Sesh often, you'll hear Stevie come on now and again. He's Cypriot, so he kind of can see what's going on with the Greek national team. And Stevie has said it on the Hang Sesh before. Greeks were confused as to how Ranieri was doing this at Leicester, because apparently he had an absolute nightmare in Greece, didn't win a game, 0% win ratio. Like, do you know what I mean? So maybe there were, he's always had a few questions over him, but it is a shame that it's got to go this way, really. You know, it is a shame. It's a nice man.
Definitely.
Yeah.
He's a good man.
Good man. Well, hopefully someone takes a chance on him and he can do something special, because there's clearly something there. There's so-called legendary managers in the Premier League who haven't even won the Premier League since Leicester have done it, you know. So you know, that's what me and Seth think. And there's been a lot of points raised there. So I'm sure there's people who's going to agree with what we've got to say, and there's going to be people who disagree. But just make sure you write in the comments or reply to us on Twitter. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter. Find us on Facebook. We got the SoundCloud as well if you prefer to listen there. So yeah, we've got that option for you as well, man. We are out.
Done.